Hello and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy episode 637 for the week of June 2nd, 2025. My name is Ryan Higgins. Who else is here this week?
Brock Sager.
Kevin.
Lane.
And Lane. Hello, everyone. Pardon me.
And let's just call out the and Toby
Hello.
right now.
And Toby.
And the Tobster.
He'll be here soon. Don't worry.
Is Tobster work or Toaster? Tobster?
The toaster?
The Tobster.
We have a lot of news to talk about this week. A lot of news. Let's get right into it. I hate that this podcast is just becoming a endless parade of amazing comic creators passing away, but that is the world that we live in now. And unfortunately, we do have to start this podcast talking about Peter David, who died at the age of 68. Long time comic reader, science fiction.
Yep.
Comic writer, science and reader, I'm sure. Science fiction writer, Star Trek. Dozens and dozens of books and stories. For all sorts of big franchises, Marvel, DC, his own self-creator stuff, independent, and dozens of Star Trek comics and books. He had been, if you've been following, I mean, I think a lot of people kind of assumed this was going to happen sooner than later. He had been really sick the last couple of years, and there was a lot of GoFundMe's set up by his wife to help pay for medical bills. It's unfortunate that we are still in the point where comic creators and comic artists and the writers are just not, given health insurance and long-term benefits and all these things they need later in their life, and not paid enough to. Most of them aren't paid enough to have the health insurance and long-term care that they need. So, we're definitely seeing quite a few of these guys pass away with little money, at least that we know of, to their name, but incredible legacy. Not that helps anything right now, but it's unfortunate. A lot of people there's a big GoFundMe set up again past his death to help pay for help his wife and pay for funeral services and all sorts of other stuff. So and the ongoing medical bills, which is it really sucks. But that aside, obviously Peter David, long time comic author, basically 40 years, right? I mean, he started working comics in the mid 80s. Obviously, Incredible Hulk kind of his major run. He has good runs with Aquaman and kind of the post-crisis pre-return of the original Supergirl book. Young Justice. He created the Young Justice concept and was the writer of that for a long time. But Hulk, clearly his massive claim to fame.
He did a lot of Star Trek too.
Yeah. For Marvel and DC comic stuff, yeah. He also did Spy Boy, here that for a long time, as well as Fallen Angel, a couple of some of his long writing career around stories. But yeah, Star Trek. If you're a Star Trek fan, he wrote an absolute boatload of comics, novels, all original series and next gen stuff. And he wrote a bunch of the New Frontier series, kind of like newer characters that he had created, or that he worked and created. I don't think I ever read any of those. I read a number of his next gen and original and a number of next gen novels, but I ever read any of that New Frontier stuff. But yeah, very very sad. Obviously, big writer in the comic industry, especially people our age, 80s, 90s. He was one of the most prolific comic writers for a couple decades there. So he had still been doing some work. He was doing some of the Spider-Man stuff for Marvel over the last couple of years, which have been pretty well received. But it is obviously doing that stuff. I mean, there's a couple Maestro books too. He came back to Hulk to do some Maestro comics, but that was very sad. Just kind of another person. Kevin, you got Peter David in your giant DC book?
I do not.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I saw
feel like,
I saw him at shows mainly before I started doing that.
yeah, I don't think he was he a big con guy? I feel like, I mean, I guess I would see his name at con.
Yeah.
It was before like the decade or the turn of the century, I think, but I don't know about after.
Maybe less in recent years.
I remember him from the column in the Comics Buyer's Guide. I think it's called "But I Digress." He wrote that thing for a long time.
Yeah. And especially if you're an older comic fan using Usenet, he was very active in a lot of the early Usenet, pre social media, pre AOL or concurrent with AOL message boards, and he was very active in the fan community as well as on the publishing side, and the creative side.
Oh, wait, is Peter David the one who gave Aquaman the hook hand?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. During his run. Yep.
Well, he wrote a really good Aquaman miniseries called Time and Tide, which was like an
I was
Aquaman.
gonna say, he did Chronicles and Time and Tide, which are both fantastic.
Time and Tide's like an Aquaman year one. For anybody who's never read it, if that sounds appealing, it's quite good and less a fan of the pirate incarnation later, but yeah.
Oh, and P did all the Janice Vell, Captain Marvel stuff in the early 2000s when Marvel kind of brought back that concept prior to Carol Danvers taking over. But yeah, I mean, Hulk is kind of his legacy.
Yeah.
He had such, no pun intended, such an incredibly long run on Hulk that ran for like a decade. Right? He wrote it through. I'm trying to remember, he must have cleared 100 issues or close to 100 issues, right? I mean, coming back, he's written Hulk for 3 decades if you count, his entire body of work. But he wrote it for one of the longest runs in Marvel Comics history. Not too many creators get runs like that.
Didn't he put Death in that? Wasn't he the one that did that?
Yeah. That's an issue of where they where Rick Jones gets married. Yeah. There's a little death
nod in there.
Death cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah. You all right, bro? I sound like you're dying.
No, I'm all right. It's just there's a little dust in here. I'm trying to clean something up. Give me a sec. I'll blow my nose.
Need that Flonase. Oh, trust me, I'm one to talk about constantly having to blow my nose and having horrible allergy attacks. Yeah. Not much else to say unless anyone's got a favorite Peter David story to talk about. Or I think Maestro's got to be one of his kind of the bigger creations. The Future Imperfect stuff is such a cool story. Just that I'll never forget that scene where he goes into his like trophy room with all it's like the evil Hulk, right, in the future, and there's this trophy of all these Captain America's busted shield and Thor's hammer and Spider-Man's it's like his costume or something, right? And Wolverine's like adamantium skeleton. It's like such a cool. I'll see if I can pull up that page. Let me see if I can find that. It's such a that was all George Perez too, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Kevin, wasn't that Perez? Yeah,
it was. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of this is a tale as old as time, but it's kind of a shame when you see somebody who added that kind of. Obviously, I guess you could call the Maestro a new character. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the fact that somebody's basically having to have their hand out and begging for money at the end of their life
Yeah.
with everything that contributed. I mean, again, breaking news at 11, but
Yeah.
it's kind of sad.
It is. Well, I hope one day things change. Don't expect them to, but we'll see what happens. We do have, like I said, a lot of comic news this week. I don't know what happened. All sorts of. I mean, we are coming towards the summer, so this is all the pre-con big announcements.
I wanted to say one thing about Peter David.
Yeah, of course.
So oddly enough, I wasn't necessarily introduced to him through the Incredible Hulk comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kind of read him a little bit, but I actually read his novelization of the Hulk movie. Like, he did a bunch of novelizations of some of the Marvel movies, and those were really well done.
No, did he? Yeah, I don't think I ever heard that.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw that.
So, just a little
I mean, he
tidbit.
wrote tons of novels, too.
Yeah.
He was not just a comic writer. He wrote, like I said, Star Trek stuff. He wrote dozens.
Yeah.
Some really good stuff. Yeah, especially if you're into Next Gen. Go read his novels there. He did a couple of Q books that were really good, so.
Nice.
Well, we have other comic news to talk about. Bad, but in fake bad. Nothing really matters bad, not actual bad news like a person dying. Now, Kevin, quite a while ago.
I don't even know where this is going.
You said the monkey's paw has been fully closed. Right?
I was wrong. There was still a finger left.
We forgot there was a whole other hand that was still wide open.
Yep.
Okay. Because we heard a few things over the last couple months. Marvel and DC were getting back together to do a series of one-shot crossovers after 20 years without doing a crossover. Grant Morrison was returning to DC Comics for a new Batman project.
I mean, all of this sounds really enticing, Ryan.
All sounds fantastic.
It all sounds enticing. Like,
I can't wait for them to announce. Wait, hold on. I'm getting someone in my earpiece telling me here that these are one and the same. Wait, Grant Morrison is doing one of the Marvel and DC crossovers. Well, clearly this is going to be.
Oh shit!
What could it be? Could it be?
Wait from the news desk, Ryan. Wait till you hear who he's teamed with as an artist.
Could it be? And Dan Mora.
Right.
Holy shit!
Wait, Dan Mora?
Dan Mora.
Holy shit! No.
Could it be finally new X-Men versus? Let's go New Gods. Let's go Final Crisis New Gods. Let's go Animal Man. Let's go New X-Men Animal Man crossover. That's what I'm waiting for. Okay. Or no, how about this? How about New X-Men versus JLA? There you go. It's a 90s
Ryan
event.
It is New X-Men versus the Doom Patrol. That's what it is.
Yeah, let's do it. Right. All of these sound amazing. Yeah. All these sound amazing.
Oh, I can't wait.
Well, unfortunately,
I hate knowing the joke beforehand.
Unfortunately, we found out what the crossovers are, and that is Deadpool and Batman, and Batman Deadpool. Deadpool Batman by Zeb Wells and Greg Capullo, and Batman Deadpool by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora. Zeb Wells, writer of the most hated run of Amazing Spider-Man in the history of comics, somehow even more hated. Look, I don't think he gets it personally. And I haven't read most of those issues, so I don't know. I'm just telling you what sales and the internet and all my customers tell me. And Grant Morrison and Dan Mora.
Oh, what a world we live in. What an amazing place.
See,
this reeks of money grab. Oh.
If it was Deadpool Harley Quinn, at least I would be like...
I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I understand whatever. Oh, and that'll be fun. I'm kind of okay with it. Deadpool Batman is such an just
like you hear it here. His soul is just fucking dying. Like
uninspired, easy. Like it almost sounds fake.
Yeah.
I've never had a reaction like this, where it's both like the most shocking thing and also the most easy, obvious thing. Does that make sense? Does that?
I mean, lazy, yeah. I'm just curious how much Morrison is getting for writing it.
I mean, sure enough. There could not be a more for people outside the comic store than people inside the comic store comic. Right? Like this is I saw a great post. Someone was like, this is for the guy that wears the Batman shirt that doesn't actually go to comic stores, hasn't read a comic before.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Deadpool and Batman are crossing over. Like every comic person I know was like, why?
What the fuck is this?
Why are you wasting talent like Morrison and Mora and Capullo? I would say this is gonna be a huge book, but I actually don't know because I think your weekly Wednesday comic people actually are like kind of not into this. I think it's going to sell well, but it might not sell the way Marvel and DC think it's going to sell. I don't know. I've been wrong before, but it feels
so.
Like, look. This is JLA Avengers. I am buying every variant cover. Batman Deadpool. I'm like,
what cover do you like the most?
I mean, I'll buy the A cover.
Well, no, it's what cover you'll buy. Like, what cover you like the most?
No, I will buy the A cover because I always buy the A cover. It's like, okay, it'll just go in the box. It's not an event. It's just two dumb one shots. It's nothing.
It's
like
Ryan. I don't know that I've ever lost a hard on as fast in my life as when I saw when you went from Morrison and Mora as the team to then announcing what they're teaming up for. Just, I mean, on the one hand, look, I love those original Marvel DC crossovers like the Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Hulk, because it's like, I like the non-obvious pairing. Like, I don't want Batman, Daredevil or Quicksilver, Flash. You know what I mean? Like Hawkeye, Green Arrow. That's boring. But if you mix it up, that's cool. I just don't think this is a good mixing it up.
No, like I said, it's the most it's the most obvious, easy.
It's fucking lazy.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's the marketing department going, how can we make money? Who makes money? That person, put them together. We're done.
You know what's wild? If this was a Moon Knight and Deadshot crossover, I'd actually be like, or Deathstroke crossover, I'd be like, okay, that's actually interesting.
That's what I'm talking about.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it turns into. Although then again, I was just thinking about it right now, since we're talking Morrison. What if this is actually Zur and Awe Batman?
That doesn't help.
Make more sense though.
What are you going to do? I will say that if you take Morrison, including Batman and Robin and Batman Incorporated, and just add it all together, that's my favorite Batman run ever. And I think I've read literally all of them. I have never read a Deadpool comic in my life, not even one where he's been in one panel. I've only seen the movies. And damn, I'm so unexcited about this, Ryan. I mean, I just can't. But the question I have for the comic shop owner is, are you going to order the same numbers for both parts of this crossover? And if so, what is that number if you had to fill out the FOC tonight?
Well, like I said, this is a not for comic store people comic. So I will approach this the way, even like Batman Spawn, I still have that book on the shelf. We still sell it to random walk-in customers.
Yeah.
So I think these will sell well, but
it's how much of a longevity book do you really care about? Like, how long do you want to let Deadpool, Batman take up a spot on the Marvel wall? And how long do you want Deadpool to take up a spot on the DC wall?
It'll sell forever to random people to walk in.
Yeah, I know. But, it's like, how long do you want to, what is your commitment level? Are you committing Batman Spawn levels? Or are you, there's no way you're doing 3 Jokers.
No. I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know. I mean, it really depends on pre-orders and stuff. Yeah, this is one of the hardest books I've ever had to order because my interest is below 0. And I can't believe I'm saying that about a Grant Morrison comic.
Right. Just imagine if you didn't know the Deadpool part and I told you Grant Morrison and Dan Mora are teaming up for a Batman special project and you said my interest is less than 0.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan would be like opening it. Like Ryan's like, oh, I already have the Wikipedia page open up. I'm ready for instant updates as I'm reading this shit because who the fuck knows what this means half the time.
And again, the average person buying it's never going to have read Zeb Wells' Amazing Spider-Man run. I don't know if people that read that run are going to have any interest in this, or if they're just going to be like, okay, whatever. It's like
just give everybody who's subscribed to Amazing Spider-Man during the Zeb run. Just put that on there.
Have they announced if all these one-shots are not connected then? Or is there some connecting thing?
I don't think there is. No, I don't think so.
So there's not like a amalgam or something that combines all the one-shots?
No, I think they're going like they did the early ones where it was like we said earlier, Batman, Daredevil, Superman, Spider-Man, or Spider-Man, Daredevil?
Yeah.
But I mean, there's no event or anything that is the reason for the crossover.
Kevin, you will be happy to know that based on comments here from Zeb Wells, that of course Joker will be in the Deadpool Batman crossover.
Bring it on. What else you got?
Joker. In Batman, we found someone who has even less time for Deadpool's antics than Wolverine, but a citywide threat from the Joker makes strange bedfellows.
Hey, let's all acknowledge this comic could be awesome.
Could be.
It could be awesome.
That sure is a possibility.
Yes. Yeah. So,
I definitely trust Morrison to do something interesting.
Yes.
And Mora's art's going to look good.
And Capullo's art's going to look good too. I'm not concerned about any of the creative teams. It is just.
Okay, for next year's betting pool, we're going to add one of these books wins an Eisner.
No. Pretty confident we could say. I mean, I could see Dan Mora maybe winning an Eisner, but man.
So
this
news dropped last Monday. And I came in Tuesday evening, and the first thing I asked Ryan was, "So how about that Batman Daredevil book?" And just the sound of his soul leaving his body, and just was perfect.
Yeah, it's real rough. I don't know what to say. I hope it's good. I hope it sells well.
So while we tend to do this well, Moon Knight and Deathstroke would be a good combination. But anybody else have any good combinations they would like to see?
Literally anything that isn't Deadpool. just anything that isn't Deadpool.
Well, no, you would take a Deadpool Harley Quinn book.
Well, that at least makes thematic sense.
Yes.
And while that goes against what Kevin says about it being they're like the kind of it works. That works for me because at least I know going in, this is going to be way over the top, fourth wall breaking.
Yes.
That's what those two characters are. I don't want to see that in a Batman comic. Right?
Oh no.
That's the problem.
Oh no. Do you think Dan Morrison will have Dan Moore recreate that Animal Man scene with Deadpool?
I don't know. Hopefully not. I'll actually read this book and just forget about it after it's done.
Just like the sad part is, it's like he's coming back to DC to do this. Like the triumphant return is this one issue of this, and then he's back out the door again. Like, just stay gone. Just let us bask in the memory. I mean, I'm sure it's a giant dump truck full of cash coming up his driveway.
Yeah.
He must have health insurance.
Yeah. And him.
Well, we can ask Toby about it.
Toby's here.
What?
You actually here?
What?
What's your interest in Deadpool, Batman, and Batman Deadpool?
That we having crossovers again?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not two characters I see together, but I'll pick it up because I want to see crossovers again.
Yeah. See, I mean, I think people will buy it, but I think the excitement is zero.
It's just a really weird choice.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a Deadpool guy, right? I think I mentioned that more than once because, I'm not as excited for the Deadpool movies. It's just not a character I very much enjoy. I know he's got his fans out there, but it's not a character. And so that crossover doesn't mean much to me, but I'm happy that crossovers are back.
Yeah, could lead to something I care about in the future.
Green Lantern, Star-Lord.
Speaking of something returning, it should surprise no one that Frank Castle is returning as the Punisher with the Punisher logo.
Like the actual Punisher logo?
The actual Punisher logo on his chest. New series by Ben Percy. It's just like, what were you thinking, Marvel? Of course, you're gonna get rid of Punisher. Oh, we can't use the logo. We're gonna pretend like this character. No.
Oh, bring it back and sue those people into oblivion. I want the mouse's full might of legalness to come down on those people. Oh, the glory.
Yeah. This is, we're going to get a Max-like Punisher series as one of their Red Band books. So, should be nice, over top, and violent, which is what you want from a Punisher comic. And look, he's got the logo, of course. He's got the Punisher emblem. Like this is always going to happen. It's such an embarrassment that Marvel was like literally surrendering this to terrorists. It's pretty sad. So good on Marvel for finally turning around and getting a Punisher book back out there, because what an embarrassment that whole thing was.
Cool. We'll have a 5-page non-red band version.
No, I think it's just the bag one. What's funny, right? I've never been a Punisher guy, but I own more Punisher comics than a lot of other comics. Garth Ennis wrote the book for so long, and they're fantastic, right? So I own all that stuff. His run was awesome.
It was good.
So I would love to read a good new Punisher book that I care about. But
Benjamin Percy should be a good fit for that.
Yeah, and there's been some decent Punisher books. The Greg Rucka one was pretty good.
I like the Edmondson run.
A couple years back, Is that the one that Mitch?
Yeah, that's the one Mitch Schwartz did. Yeah.
Then the originals were Wilson, Jim.
Yeah, all
those are good. You could skip Warzone.
Yeah.
Your favorite artist.
But good to see Punisher back. And there's going to be a lot of focus on him, obviously, with the upcoming Disney Plus movie. At some point, is that next year or something? At some point.
I don't know. Isn't everything getting pushed back again?
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Wait, is it a movie or is it a show?
More comic news. No more comic news. If you want to have a chance to see the Superman world premiere, let's pick a copy of Adventure Comics 210 Facsimile Edition, the first appearance of Krypto, the superdog from Krypton. There's going to be 2 lucky, I would say golden tickets, Krypto's golden biscuits inside the Adventure Comics Facsimile Edition when it comes out. And when the hell does that come out?
Isn't it like 2 weeks?
This is May. The date.
I thought it was like middle of June because the movie comes out in July.
Yeah, June 18th.
Yeah.
Yep. So we ordered a ton of extra copies. Have copies on the site if you want to pre-purchase. If you want to purchase your copy, with a chance to win, obviously. There will be. It's sealed, so there's inside the comic. There's basically like printed in the comic is it's like a peel away thing. It's like, you lost, blah, 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 blah. But there are going to be 2 winners. So make sure you open your copies. You get to buy it and we'll ship those out immediately when we get them in. We'll ship them out real fast if you order from our site. So you have a chance to get that before to get them to the premiere for July. But yeah, it's fun. Yeah, Fresh Spirits Krypto. You can give the comic up to kids or friends or something like that, or go drop them off at movie theaters if you buy a bunch of copies. And
guy buys a case just to pull them all off, and then he just gives them to the kids in desperation.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Anything to buy. Anything to give people a reason to check out some new comics.
Yeah. The best part is it means a lot of people can't get 9.8 CGCs, right?
I think CGC. Doesn't count that when you're off like the
digital code and stuff.
The digital codes and all that. I think that's all.
Originally, they said that it counted.
No, I don't think it does anymore. No, I don't think it does.
I don't know if they've changed. Okay. I know when they first started, they counted against you, and then they were changing, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know which policies count now. But that'd be funny if it didn't. Or it did, sorry.
Because then you never know. Yeah. I mean, what's going to suck is when 2 days before they go on sale, both golden tickets have already been found because people opened them up, right?
Yeah, the retailers, yeah.
It says in the rules, retailers, staff, and family of them cannot win. So they specifically say in the rules that
you fired me a while ago, right?
Not technically.
How many times do you have to be fired to be actually let go?
Technically not family, so.
Ryan, have you ever read that story, that first Krypto?
Yeah.
It's probably in an archive or something, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like all those early books. Kind of goofy. Supergirl's first appearance. Kind of like, okay, she just sort of shows up.
Yep.
Hi, I have a dog.
A dog with a cape.
Yeah,
not just a dog. Yeah.
Named Krypto.
I did not look at any of the. I don't ever look at random pre-release. Like when people do like the what they call them, like the pre-finalized screenings where they get the audience, like the audience test screenings or something like that. But yeah, I know a bunch of. Speaking of Krypto and Superman. Superman and Fantastic Four over the last few weeks have had some stuff come out where people were rumors of not being thrilled with FF. Superman seems a little bit better. You never know with these type of things, right? So yeah, that'll be interesting. Lead up here to July. No spoilers, Kevin. Don't worry. I didn't read anything. Yeah. I just saw, I just saw kind of those headlines. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't care about that. What's been another week? More Diamond news. Big ones.
Hey, you got an email.
A couple big ones. Did I?
Yeah, you got that email from Alliance, right? Or
I don't think so.
Is it?
I didn't get anything.
No, I thought you got the. Oh, they didn't send out that email blast to you?
I didn't get anything from them. I don't get anything from. I've never gotten anything that wasn't from Diamond or Alliance. I've never got anything from whatever the hell the companies are. Universal.
Yeah.
Ad Populum.
So you didn't get that email that some people got that said nothing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Well, Diamond got an email from Penguin Random House that said, "Yeah, we're pulling all our products from Diamond." So as of last week, Marvel, Dark Horse, IDW, Kodansha, Distillery, because Distillery moved to Penguin.
Yeah.
A couple other manga companies. All the Penguin Random House original products, so all their original graphic novels, will no longer be available through Diamond. Diamond will discontinue all orders of Penguin Random House supplied items as of June 25th. So, again, I don't know how many retailers are still using Diamond to get Marvel and Dark Horse, but it must have been some because they were still giving them stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As of the bankruptcy, Diamond owed Penguin $9.2 million for all this product they sold that was never paid for.
Yeah.
So that might be part of this. Obviously less important, but still important. Udon also has officially left Diamond fully. They do Street Fighter and a lot of manga, art books, and
Mega Man,
all the Street Fighter comics. Yeah.
Wait, so they're at manga. Penguin?
Persona. Udon?
Yeah.
Udon went to Lunar.
Lunar, okay.
Yep. And Universal. So, interestingly, when Universal takes over full ownership of Alliance games, they could, in theory, distribute Udon, all the art books and everything, but I don't know if they would want to do that. It doesn't seem like Alliance's interest, but at least for now. In the book distribution end, they moved to Simon & Schuster. Udon was through Diamond. They were one of the ones where they did supply that stuff to the book market. But obviously, Udon going to Lunar's no real surprise there. But yeah, cutting off Diamond entirely is not insignificant. That is a pretty big deal. And I just put this in because I thought it was very funny. Dark Horse Comics, they've been owned by the Embracer Group for a couple of years now, who have gone through all these series of like mergers and name changes and massive layoffs and all this type of stuff. There is now the official name change of their split companies is finalized. One is called the Coffee Stain Group, and the other is called Fellowship Entertainment, because it's where the Lord of the Rings stuff is all going to be, as well as all the gaming IPs and all that. And Dark Horse is part of the Fellowship Entertainment Group. So, I don't know. Coffee Stain is a very stupid name. So I just wanted to make fun of that. Embracer Group, you suck. I feel bad for Dark Horse. What the fuck's happening to Dark Horse? I don't know what the hell's going to happen to them in the next couple of years. I feel like they're going to get sold off and killed, and I don't know where all those series go. Embracer Group they just churn through these companies. I don't know what they're going to do. I thought we didn't talk about this. Didn't we talk about Diamond Select shutting down?
I thought we mentioned that maybe it's going to shut down because it's like
we talked about this, but this came up in my feed of stuff, so maybe this was just something that was added later. But yeah, part of that also was the Diamond Select Toys, their toy company.
But my pre-order
was officially shut down. Yeah, it was officially shut down. So, yeah, yep. Likely. I could see NECA getting those molds and continuing the Diamond Gallery stuff, because that's one of the companies that
took over.
Yeah. NECA is owned by Ad Populum, who bought Diamond and Diamond Select and all that. So I wonder if they're going to move those over there. It would make sense. NECA's still doing good. Yeah, Toby. I mean, you get NECA stuff, right? They still do a ton of stuff. I see their name all the time.
They're still around.
I know. What's that other company that was having some trouble? They do a lot of cards and the reactive figures and all that.
Super 7?
Super 7, they're having some trouble, right? But NECA's
they're having some, I don't know what trouble, but they laid off a couple of people, some key people that I saw posts about. They don't want to, but they did mention terrorists was a real thing that caused them some problems.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I know people were upset with NECA for a bunch of stuff. Wasn't there like a big Turtles?
Well, NECA was really bad at shipping stuff out. So a lot of people that ordered the Donatello Lab never got theirs. They shipped them to the wrong people, and some of those people never returned them. And because of that, because they only made so many that were ordered, some of the people they just ended up getting a refund because some other people kept them. Now, it was their mistake to begin with to send them to the wrong people. It's a little frustrating for those people to keep their freebies and not return them. Because of that, some people never got theirs. But yeah, so it was just a giant cluster F. And there's sometimes there's some quality issues.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, they're cool toys. They are. They deliver what they're doing, right? They look like that cartoon or they look like the movie. So I'm a big fan of all their lines.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they do the Target releases, it's been a very frustrating thing because none of the Target employees are following what they're advertising. Mm-hmm. Like they say it's going to get released on day X, and they put them out 2 weeks ahead of time, and by the time you actually go there on day X when they're supposed to be released, none of the employees know what you're talking about.
They already sold them all.
Yeah.
That's every big box store.
Yeah. I don't blame it's just why bother with Target? It's like it's never gonna work. Like just sell them. Like whenever they do a timed release on their website, I'm pretty happy because it's like, look, we're gonna have this as a timed release. Come in here and order. Mm-hmm. And you're good to go, right? So the whole Target thing I never understood, but they must be getting some kind of money or guaranteed sales or something because it must be worthwhile for them to bother with it. So yeah. But as a fan, it's been frustrating. But yeah.
Yep. Well, hopefully, whatever the Diamond Gallery.
Yeah.
Continues. Yeah, we'll find out.
Not sure how Super 7 is. I don't know. They have other businesses, right? They have the shirt sales, and they do some of the other stuff. So I don't know how they're doing overall, but I just know some of their toy guys definitely got laid off. So yeah, it's a bummer. Their toys are not cheap though, but they're nice, but they're not cheap. Yeah.
More bad news. We already had the cancellation of the Wonder Woman game from Warner Brothers as their game division collapses. EA also somehow one of the biggest companies and also one of the worst companies. Usually that happens. Canceled their Black Panther game that I completely forgot they had announced a couple years ago. There's still an Iron Man game being made, but yeah, they laid off they closed the studio and laid off a bunch of people and canceled the Black Panther game they were working on. So the superhero single player game world continues to shrink. I guess you get Marvel Rivals and nothing else. That's the world of video games that are not made by Nintendo because everyone else sucks ass. And now the big news, now the big movie news you've been waiting for. Finally, Avengers Doomsday delayed to December 2026. Secret Wars delayed to 2027. Hall H canceled for Comic-Con this year. Toby.
Fuck!
Just back out, man. Well, or this is actually be the best year to go to Comic-Con because no one will be there. because they won't, because they'll have to do other stuff at Hall H, and no one will, and people can actually just go. You don't have to wait for anything.
We'll see. Since none of my friends are going, I'll have to figure out a way to entertain myself. I'm hoping that they're gonna do the Wolverine Deadpool thing again with Fantastic Four, since coming out that weekend.
I don't think so.
Really?
That sounds. I don't think Marvel's going to be there.
Yeah, they already.
So, I mean, maybe, but
that's what I'm hoping for. But we'll see.
Yeah,
it's not like I actually won the raffle last year, so we saw the thing from afar from which party were we at?
Yeah,
the CBDL party, I think. Yeah. But I thought it was cool that they did it, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be either the worst Comic-Con of all time or the best. You guys are all going to be missing out. So
I don't know that necessarily is one of those two extremes. It may be the worst, Hall H of all time or the best.
It's only two possibilities. Okay. It's going to be the best or the worst ever. There's only two.
Sorry.
I don't know about that. Yeah. I think the worst was the one right after the pandemic where there was nothing.
Pretty sure I had a good time with that one.
There are no guests. There are no art. There's no one there.
I don't remember which one it was. I mean, I'm sure I went to that one. I didn't go to the pandemic one because I had the weird special edition.
Yeah, I went to that one. That was just like
Kevin
did.
That was just like a low key con. It wasn't even like a San Diego. It was just like a regular convention that you'd go to like in the Bay Area.
Was it at San Diego?
Yeah, it was in the convention center, but they didn't need that whole convention center.
Was it a throwback? Would you call it a throwback San Diego Comic-Con
in a way? Yeah, in a way, because I never had to wait in line for anything, and you could walk into any restaurant, any bar in the gas lamp at any time of day or night and sit right down.
Oh, they missed the opportunity. They should have called it a San Diego Comic-Con throwback edition.
Yeah. It was kind of like that. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been December.
It was Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, it was like a weird weekend too, right? Yeah. I'm trying to remember what's that one. Look, I'll be honest. All the Comic Cons are merging into multiple things to me now. I don't know which one was the one that would have been 2021.
No, I think
No, that was the December. Or
21 was the special edition, so summer of 22 was the next one back.
Was that the Ryan Con?
I don't know
which one.
22.
No, Ryan was there last year, right? So he wouldn't have been there in 22.
Yeah.
No, it was there.
Yeah, he was there 22.
Yeah, it was Ryan Con.
Yeah, it was every other. Yeah.
Oh, 24. You were there. Yes, that's sorry. Yeah. So you weren't there 23.
Yeah, but the Ryan Con. That's the one with the Kirkman breakfast, right? When I got the.
No, that was pre-COVID. That was pre-COVID.
That was pre-COVID?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, see? I'm telling you, man. All them Comic-Cons are mixing up.
So, Toby, 2019 was the one where we went to the boat party, that DC party on the boat.
That was cool.
That was 2019.
I would have gone 21, but then they...
Wait.
The weird...
The one where you introduced the Comic Club guy to me, that was not 22? That was 19?
Yeah.
What did we do in 22 if Ryan was there? Is that the one with
radio.
the...
Good radio.
No. It is good radio. Is that the one where you guys went to do the art auction and you guys were supermodels?
Yeah.
Was that... Yeah. With Timmy.
Steve?
With Timmy, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a good Comic-Con.
Yeah.
How many times are you guys going to be supermodels? Having to, strut up and down the alleys? And
I wasn't there. I was in the
office. Nobody said it wasn't good.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying the con itself was, the floor wasn't as good.
Who cares? I'm dude, there's other ways to get, make it a memorable con. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Will it be the best ever or the worst ever? I'm telling you. It might be my last con, maybe, if it's the worst. I say that every 5 years, but yeah, we'll see. I need to get a hotel still, so there's that. And buy the pass.
Kang Dynasty was supposed to be out last month.
Last month?
Right.
Yep. So that tells you where we are now. So Secret Wars moving 7 months to December. 3 Marvel Project movies on the schedule for 2026 and 2027 have been removed. So whatever 3 random other movies were supposed to be out.
Blade.
I was gonna say Blade.
Don't be such a hater, Ryan.
Whatever else.
So negative. So negative.
So Fantastic Four will be out in July. Then Spider-Man will be out July 2026, maybe. So that'll be
Wait, they don't
over a year.
Yet,
What's that?
They haven't started Spider-Man, have they?
No, the Nick Cage one, right?
No. This is Spider-Man 4. This is again, Toby.
You're talking about. Sorry. Yeah.
If they're,
if you got money, you got money. It's it's the triangle, right? You spend money and you get speed. So you never know.
If they're moving Avengers, don't they have to move Spider-Man? Because Spider-Man was going to come out after Avengers. Unless it's completely unrelated, which I think would be weird. So as of now, FF is July, Spider-Man is next July, and then Avengers is next December.
Unless they had some major rewrites.
I mean, have they even started filming? I have no idea. Who knows? Nobody knows. So, yep. I think.
Well, no, it's good. Hey, take a little break and come.
Yeah. Well, no, like I said, I think they're like, all right, this is it, right? Like this is the end of the MCU stuff. We're Secret Wars will be the stopping.
I'm not convinced it's the end
point. So
I'm not convinced it's the end, but we'll see. I mean, I don't mind them taking their time and making something better. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Will there be any DC content to fill your soul during this long Marvel drought?
I mean, just Supergirl, right? Supergirl's next year. I mean, Batman. The Batman is 2027 at the earliest, so I don't expect that's going to happen. There was talk of like another Penguin season to pick up threads of that, or
Lanterns.
Lanterns is next year too. Yeah. So there's a couple of DC things, but there's nothing else coming, right? DC, nothing's dated for DC.
I have to say that Green Lantern,
which is totally fine. Totally fine.
I have to say that Green Lantern picture that they posted with Kyle Chandler. I mean, like, I'm a big Friday Night Lights fan, and when they announced him as Hal, I was like, I'm not so sure about this. I don't see it. When they posted that picture, I'm kind of got excited, man. I'm like, bring it on, dude. This could be something.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be, lighter in superheroics, but that's fine. It's a TV show as long as they're upfront about this type of stuff. But Nathan Fillion's going to be in it, so they're not shying away from this being connected and them being Green Lanterns, right? So, I prefer them being in costumes and having superpowers, but I understand the budget of a TV show and how these things work. So they're not going to be, it's not a 2-hour movie where you can do a lot more with it. It's going to be a much longer project. So as long as they, acknowledge that they're Green Lanterns and use the ring and have powers, I don't need the whole thing to be just nonstop action. Just have a good movie. And they're doing a little bit of police work, a little bit of Green Arrow, Green Lantern, like kind of hard traveling heroes. That's what it's sort of the vibe you sort of get from those stills they've shown. So yeah. See where they go with it.
That'd be all for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't forget Peacemaker season 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep, that's soon too. Right, that's September.
Yeah, I believe so.
Something like that. Something like that. It's August 21st. Yeah, a little after Superman. Yeah, I hope I think I said this when we were talking about the trailer. I hope Peacemaker 2 lets Gunn get his goofiness out, and it doesn't have it in Superman. But I'm a little concerned with the Justice League characters being in there, because Max Lord and Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner are going to meet Peacemaker. I don't want it to be dumb. I want those characters still played mostly straight. I don't mind Peacemaker goofier, but yeah, to balance the silliness with the normal superheroics. Peacemaker did a pretty decent job of it. I mean, definitely it's very over the top at parts, but I think it mostly worked. We'll see. We'll see. No Secret Six movie coming up. Secret Six. No Sinister Six movie. No Madam Web 2, unfortunately.
We're getting Craven the next hunt.
No more Morbius v Craven. No. No Guardians 4. I think we're due for a couple of Avengers movies, a Spider-Man movie, and a lot of nothing. It's fine with me. All right, we'll have a couple things. A couple shows here and there, a couple movies.
I do have to, while we're on this, I have to introduce a side topic under this larger topic. Toby, I'm glad you came on. I was saving this. So I finally saw Captain America.
Oh.
So I'm now caught up.
Oh no.
And I have to say,
Here we go.
I have to say, I have disagreed with some Ryan Higgins takes in the past.
Oh, wait. You're liking Captain America 4?
Hell no. Dude, that was excruciatingly bad. There is no way that's better than Thunderbolts on any Earth in the multiverse. I was shocked at how lazy and sloppy and just like generic that thing was. And the 3 Captain America movies, I'm going to call them the quote-unquote real ones, are my favorite 3 of all the MCU trilogies. I love Chris Evans. I love all those movies. This was awful. Just punishingly awful.
Now, do you think it's because it got chopped to bits?
Probably. Because I'm honestly very, very, very. I mean, I think I remember telling you I was very curious on when you see it because I wanted to get your opinion because I am really, really curious on what the original movie was because on the caliber of the other movies where I was hoping for this one to be really good too, and I feel like maybe the suits got in and go, no, we need this. And therefore, deliver us this, and then
see the seed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's Giancarlo Esposito even doing in this movie? Like,
yeah.
Oh, he's from the Serpent Society. What? What are you talking about? It's just a dude with a machine gun and a knife. Like, what?
Yeah.
It's just like a random collection. It's just like you threw a bunch of scenes in a lawnmower, and whatever it spit out, you just like stitch that together, and there's your movie. It was awful.
Yeah. This is what I said about it. It's superheroes doing superheroic things. It's just a normal action-y superheroic movie, and clearly based on the box office, people don't want that or Thunderbolts.
Right.
So Thunderbolts did pretty poor.
I'll take Thunderbolts any day. I mean, no disrespecting Cap 4, but I'll take Thunderbolts any day.
No, it's okay. I'll disrespect Cap 4. Like if that thing came out in 1991 and had like a guy playing regular Steve Rogers Captain America, same plot but just with 1991 level budget and special effects, you'd go like, sure, whatever. Like it's on TNT Saturday afternoon, whatever. But the fact that this was like a major MCU release, awful. It just, yeah, that's all. There's my review.
What if it was chopped up as a Disney Plus show?
I think, dude, after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then this, I can't do the Sam Wilson, the movie version. I just can't do it. The Cap as Cap. I mean, I can't do it.
All right.
That's all right. I'll disagree.
Yep.
I'd watch Cap. Just a dumb fun action movie. Again. Not perfect. There are things that don't work. It is clearly 2 movies they shoved together and kind of half-assed it. But yeah. No, I'll take it over Thunderbolts. I'm saying it for weeks and weeks now.
It's David Harbour.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
With that, there's
FF.
Stranger Things announcement. The dates for season 5 have been announced. You got November 26th. You got Christmas and New Year's Day. I'm freaking excited, man.
15 years since that show started.
That's fine.
God, that thing started 15 years ago. Are you serious?
No, I don't know.
Them kids gonna be grown-ups.
Are they already?
Yeah,
they're already grown-ups. They're already there.
Oh, I still can't wait. I absolutely love that show. Bring on the Kate Bush and bring on all the other shit that pisses off Ryan. Bring it on.
Have fun.
Well, Toby, one thing I will say about seeing Thunderbolts and Cap now.
Yeah.
Ryan, my enthusiasm for Fantastic Four is like at a neutral right now.
See, this
you were
this
right.
is where
No, you were right. You're right. It's just it's neutral. I'm not dreading it. I'm just not excited anymore. It's just like, damn it, God, I should have listened.
Because you already know what's going to happen. And if they don't tell a good story of what happened, it's going to suck.
Can't believe I'm saying my enthusiasm level for FF is neutral. I can't believe those words are leaving my mouth.
I tell you guys all the time, just listen to Toby. Nobody ever fucking does, but I keep telling it, just listen to me.
Yep.
Good things will happen.
On the air, recorded here, mark the date, mark the time. I should have listened to Toby.
Yeah, I just don't know why anyone would have any hope for FF.
Oh, come on, Ryan.
Wow.
Wait, what's called the singers, man? You sure you're not part Asian, dude? Like, you consider them singers, dude. I'm called for, dude. Like, dude, just let it go, man. There's people that gonna enjoy it, man.
Oh, sure they will.
Again, if it's gonna be really, really, really bad, then yeah, bring it on. But don't hate on it before it comes out.
With Superman, it is at least new people. I'll give them their shot. It's this for Marvel. It's not. It's the same people. It's the same stuff. I don't know why anyone would have any expectations for the movie, which is good. Go in with no expectation. Go in expecting it's going to be as bad as everything else they've done for the last 5 years. Just go, okay, well then maybe it will be fun. But I'm expecting
the 2015 movie set such a fuking low bar.
Sure, it's not. I mean, it has no relation to that, right?
It doesn't matter.
I saw the trailer.
I also say the 20. I don't like the people behind the 2015 movie, but I will still say halfway through it was actually watchable, and then it just went sideways.
Yeah, you get about 40 minutes.
Yeah,
it's watchable for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, and then it just went another way, and I'm like, wait, what the hell happened here? Again, I think it was the suits. I'm like, maybe let the artists be the artists and let them finish the way they want, or I don't know, or they just don't know Fantastic Four. I don't know.
A trailer has to be, in theory, a trailer is gonna be the best parts of the movie, right? And that trailer for FF was nothing. So
it's got the Bear influence. I'm all in.
I'm hoping it's
watchable,
good,
serviceable.
I'm hoping it's good, but I'm just gonna go in with expecting it to be just like everything else, and kind of just be fine at best, and hopefully it's awesome. But yeah, I mean that's where my and again, I'm with this with Superman too. I don't want to go. I do not think that I'm going to Superman get ready to give it an A+.
Just an A-.
You heard me talk about Creature Commandos on this show, right? Gunn is far from perfect. Guardians 2.
There's that David Harbour thing again.
Yeah, it's because it's David Harbour connection, man.
I am terrified that Superman's going to be a bunch of bad comedy.
They should just start announcing that David Harbour is going to be in every single DC property from now on, and Ryan is going to lose his shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna get just a cut scene or something of David Harbour in Superman, and Ryan's gonna be like, "This is the worst movie ever."
Well, see, Ryan can't escape because David Harbour is also in Marvel. So at the end of Secret Wars, when the Red Guardian is the one who knocks out Doctor Doom to win the day, And when Frankenstein is in every DC show and movie, it's just a cameo appearance.
Well, I mean, we already have Nathan Fillion and Gunn's brother going to be showing up, so might as well add a third, right?
Yeah, because what's his brother's name?
Sean.
I can't remember his name. Sean Gunn. Yeah, because he's Maxwell Lord, right?
Maxwell Lord, Calendar Man, Weasel.
Well, he does the voices. Yeah.
Well, no, he was Calendar Man in the actual movie in Suicide Squad.
Calendar Man.
Yeah, he's in the prison.
Is he?
Yeah.
I remember this.
He yells at him.
I remember that.
He has one line in the movie.
Is he one of the guys? He was one of the guys in
the prison. He just yells at one of the characters. Yeah.
I did not remember this. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. They're actors and do whatever they want as long as it's good. Yeah.
He's also Kirk Gleason.
I mean, he's been in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, but Kirk Gleason does lots of jobs, so he could be like Kirk becomes Maxwell Lord.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're hopeful. Is the thing.
I mean, it's the same with everybody, right? It's the same reason why we saw Bruce Campbell in every Sam Raimi movie. Same thing with Ted Raimi.
Yeah. I have no problem with this.
Can't wait for the Kevin Smith DC movie where Muse and all them gang are going to show up in it.
There is a world in which that Kevin Smith Superman movie could have been the DCU.
Yep.
The one he wrote?
Yep.
Universe.
And you would have had that Wachowski Plastic Man movie around the same time.
Oh boy, I remember that.
Now, Kevin writing, I'm not hating on at all though. He can write some superheroes. Like I really like this Daredevil run.
Mm-hmm.
I like his Green Arrow run. You actually think it would have been a bad movie? Like I'm actually down to watch this if that was real.
No, I'm just saying it would have been a bizarre alternate world. Would have been a weird multiverse in which there's the Kevin
With
Smith.
Nick Cage?
The Kevin's. Well, that was the Tim Burton one, right?
Well, they hired Nick Cage based off Kevin's script, and then Tim Burton came in and then decided he wants to bring his own writers in, and then scrapped the Kevin Smith script completely.
Yeah.
But Ryan, how about in this modern DC where we're casting the net wide and having all kind of interesting voices, a Kevin Smith DC movie, now with his crew of actors, but they're doing the inferior five, in or not in?
Sure. Movie, like TV special,
something like that.
Movie, yeah, sure.
But what Kevin Smith is, he'll sign on, and then they announce it, and then he's going to get cold feet, and then he'll check himself out and let someone else do it. Because he was going to do, Green Hornet. He was going to do some other stuff. Yeah, and then, I mean, dude, I love Kevin Smith. I really do. I mean, I really love this stuff.
You bring him in to do, to do the, an episode of the next season of Harley Quinn. Sure, of course.
Yeah, he'll do it too. No, I wouldn't say anything he wouldn't say himself. Like, he makes fun of himself. Like, he was going to do the whole Green Hornet thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, yeah. I mean, dude, I will anything he does.
Was in that Green Hornet movie?
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen. That's right.
Wait, that was a real movie though, right?
But there was that Toby, even pre Kevin Smith, there was that one that George Clooney was going to make his movie debut in the Green Hornet, and and then Steven Spielberg poached him to do, is it The Peacemaker, The Peacekeeper, the movie with Nicole Kidman, where they're nuclear disarmament. Yeah. And then that Green Hornet fell apart, and then the Kevin Smith one rose from the ashes and then fell apart, and then the Seth Rogen one.
Who was supposed to? Okay, the Seth Rogen is the real one that actually happened. Was he supposed to be the star in the Kevin one too, or no?
No, that was after. Okay. And Kevin also was going to do and backed out of doing the $6 Million Man as a movie.
Yeah. No, he has a little bit of history. Again, dude, I love the fucking guy. I really do. So I'd be down to see anything he does. So. Actually, speaking of that, I went to the Dogma screening in the city for the little Dogma tour.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I thought actually Kevin was going to be there, but it ended up being Muse. I don't know, but I think they changed it last minute because in my AMC app, it actually did update to saying with Muse that night, right? So I made myself up there. Should I mention the Nintendo store? Or is that a Geekbox thing altogether?
No, you
yeah, so I did the Nintendo store right before the Dogma screening. And it was one of those things where I was like 45 minutes late to my timing. The lady nicely left me in anyways. However, everything was freaking sold out that I wanted. Like, there was so bare bones in the store at that point. I'm like, it's still a really cool store to check out. It's just like, if you're going to go, maybe go earlier in the morning just to have a higher chance of getting the stuff you want. They did say that whatever you want is exclusive to the store and it's going to come back. So waiting till maybe it's not as high traffic might be a better thing to do. Then I tailed over to the Kabuki Theater, and I got in. I was, I think, 2 minutes late. I got in, sat in my chair. Muse was introducing the movie. He was already answering some questions, and the fire alarm goes off. And he goes, "Is this for real?" He looks at the AMC guy on the side. He goes, "Yep, it's for real." And the whole theater, like not just the screening, the whole theater had to clear out. 2 giant fire engines come by. So, a bunch of firemen go in, do their thing. Took about like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. He got out, and then we got back in. But that was rather interesting. Then we watched the movie, and then, a cool Q&A. Muse was really cool. He was willing to sign anything, so they kind of put it on the stage, so he was answering questions while he was signing. It was kind of funny. And then, that was kind of it. But it was a really cool screening. I'm really glad Dogma is in the hands of owners that are willing to work with Kevin and the crew.
Yeah, that was one of those DVDs and Blu-rays that was out of print forever, right?
Yeah.
There's some weird ownership rights to it.
Well, Harvey owned it and would not let it go. Kevin tried to buy it a couple of times from Harvey, but Harvey did not want to sell it to Kevin in spite.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. This is take this with a grain of salt. What I heard happened is a fan that is a very rich fan got into buying a whole library of stuff from Harvey, and that was one of the movies. So once they got it, they reached out to Kevin and go, "Look, it's now in our ownership. Are you willing to work with us?" And of course, now it's going to re-come out basically. But yeah, it was not. People don't know it was not available at all. Like new, you could buy it like used for way over asking price on eBay. But in the DVD it was a lot cheaper, obviously. But you cannot stream. You couldn't watch it anywhere. You couldn't buy it new anywhere. Not like secondhand new, at least. So it's finally coming back out.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Randomly, I just watched it a few months ago because there's multiple complete versions on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I think it ended up on YouTube because fuck Harvey Weinstein, right?
But Toby, what did you think of it watching it again?
I think when I first watched it, some of the stuff went over my head. So I actually really enjoyed rewatching it. And I was like, it's actually a lot deeper and there's a lot more intricate storylines than I thought there was originally. So I actually really liked I enjoyed coming back to it with knowing a little more about all that stuff and go, holy shit, they actually touch upon on quite a few things in there. I thought that was cool. Look, I originally watched that movie because I became a Kevin Smith fan because of the Daredevil book. So I didn't watch Clerks originally. I was not a Mallrats guy. That came all after the comics for me, right? So when Daredevil came out, they had a signing for Kevin Smith at Dave's Laser, I think, down in Burbank. Yep. I forgot where. It's somewhere in LA. Then that was like one of the first times where I kind of looked it up and going, wait, this is near enough, close enough for me where I'll just show up. And it was one of these things. I'll just showed up with my Dogma DVD, or I might have bought it there actually. And I basically went there because I liked his comics, right? And that's how I watched Dogma and then watched Clerks. Also, my English wasn't all that great. It went over my head, I watched Mallrats. I really enjoyed Mallrats, but I was a fan of his comics. Look, later on I became a huge fan of his movies. and the way they came about and became a huge fan. But originally, I was a Kevin Smith fan because I really liked his Daredevil run, and then later the Green Arrow one.
So, Dogma was one of the first. Like, I think it was one of the first DVDs I ever bought.
Yep. Yeah, that's the one I have too. Yeah.
So I bought that, I went out, I got a DVD player, and I'm like, I had to get Dogma, and
nice.
So I've had that. It's somewhere in my DVD collection. But yeah, Dogma's I love Dogma. It was hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, just the way they played Jay and Bob in that movie was freaking genius. Yeah. It hit on another level just rewatching it now. Yeah. How about you, Kevin?
You know what? I hadn't seen it since when it came out, 99 or 2000.
Yeah, I think it was 99 or 2000. Yeah.
I hadn't seen it since the theater back then.
Oh, wow, okay.
And so I was always thinking, if you just asked me a year ago, what's your favorite Kevin Smith movie, or asked me 5 years ago, I would have said Chasing Amy. Chasing Amy would have always been my answer.
Yeah.
But I think it might be Dogma now.
It's actually there was so many more levels to it than I remembered. I was really impressed.
I'll always say I like him as a writer better than as a director, and I think if he wrote a script that was made by a better filmmaker, you could have a really, really good movie instead of just a good movie. But I think this.
Honestly, he probably agreed to that. He himself admits to it all the time, right? He just likes to make it. Yeah, but that doesn't take anything away from what he's achieved.
No,
he's
right, of course. Great. I just mean Dogma with a budget and a real filmmaker with that same script, you could have had an amazing movie. But I really enjoyed watching it. It probably now is my favorite, though I haven't seen Chasing Amy since it came out in the theaters either. So I
love Chasing Amy. Yeah.
Fucking Tracer.
There's something about that era of Kevin Smith movies. And have you watched Clerks 3 yet?
Watch what?
Have you watched Clerks 3 yet?
No.
I haven't. I have not watched it.
No, dude, Clerks 3 is I think some of his best work. Whoa. And it comes together.
Clerks 3 is very good.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, you should really watch Clerks 3. I was Jay and Bob reboot. I'm glad it happened. It's cool, and I really Strikes Back is one of my favorite Kevin Smith movies too, but Clerks 3 is on a whole nother level. I really, really, him as a writer, as a director, as a storyteller, all kind of comes together in Clerks 3, I feel like.
Wow. Well, right a little while ago, I said I should have listened to Toby.
Yeah, hey! We'll see if I'm still right after you watch it.
All right.
I'm curious now. Yeah. To be continued on a future episode of the podcast.
I just looked up and
Toby doesn't ask me my opinion.
Well, of course not, because you're going to just hate everything. We already know your opinion and your love of Kevin Smith.
Ryan, do you like any Kevin Smith work?
I saw Clerks the day it came out on VHS. That was one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Saw Mallrats in the theater, loved it. Saw Chasing Amy, thought it was all right. Saw Dogma, thought it was pretty bad. Saw Jan's. thought it was awful.
He never fails.
I saw Jay and Silent Bob, thought it was awful. Saw Jersey Girl, thought it was terrible. Saw Clerks 2, and I said, I'm never watching another Kevin Smith thing again. So Clerks is phenomenal.
Yeah.
After that, I'm good.
I named my son after fucking Mallrats, so that's how I snuck
Mallrats.
A comic
Don't
book
get me wrong.
name, like a comic thing.
I'm good. Clerks is perfect. I'm good past that.
All right.
I'm good. I was a massive Kevin Smith fan. Trust me, for years. For a solid 8 years.
How about the comics?
All the comics, Daredevil. Yeah, Daredevil was great and Green Arrow was great. Everything else is written has been horrible.
Actually, have you read Quick Stops? Just curious. Okay.
No.
That's the one that's out now, right? Yeah. Okay.
Oh man, I actually had the Dogma out. This thing is classic.
Oh, have you read Chasing Dogma? Is it Chasing Dogma? That kind of continues from Chasing Amy and catches up to Dogma. like where Jay and Bob basically do in between the two movies, which is funny because there's the bit about the monkey from Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back that he took from that comic. So in timeline, it actually doesn't make sense because he took a piece from that comic and put it in a movie. But it was still it was a fun read.
I need to go back and rewatch.
I think Ryan would actually like Clerks 3 because I think he just threw Clerks 2 out the window because it really had nothing to do with it.
Clerks 3 is...
Yeah, Clerks 3 goes back back to the level of Clerks 1.
Is there salsa shark in it?
No, I can't. I really was floored when I watched Clerks 3. I was like, wow. Like, Kevin Smith movies, I usually, love them because I laugh my ass out. Clerks 3, I was just like, holy shit. Like, I didn't expect this out of him, and that was freaking awesome.
Well, it's coming out on 4K, isn't it?
But Clerks 3?
No, Dogma.
I'm sure it is. I mean, they're going to clean it up and do all the things, yeah. Ryan, do you still have all the Quick Stop comics, the ones that came out recently?
No.
You
could always check the hub to see if they're at our warehouse.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck the hub.
Customer.comichub.com. Is that the where to get to it?
Yeah. Worst website of all time.
Yeah. Or if you looked at Ryan's newsletter that announced the Clerks, was it Archie book?
Oh, I told Ryan I want that. I told Ryan right away I want that.
Yeah.
I want like multiples. I want that bad.
Customer.comiccover.com.
No. I am a customer at Comic Conspiracy that tells the shopper.
Are you? Are you really?
Motherfucker, I just came in the other day and dropped $100.
Yeah. You're one of those guys that shows up every 6 months and goes, "Look at all this money I spent," and I'm like, "Yeah." Okay.
Motherfucker. Oh, motherfucker. Yeah, who are you gonna call when you need the extra help? Me, motherfucker.
He did help out with Hush too, so
Yeah, he doesn't care about that. He's forgotten.
That was a huge clusterfuck.
Yeah, that was the perfect scenario for Ryan. Free work and a guy that dropped like $180 on that day.
Yeah, and Ryan didn't even have to be there.
See, that's Ryan's dream scenario, right? Fucking guys working for free and then turning around and giving him money for the time spent.
Oh, he's got plenty of those. Don't.
Yeah,
he's got plenty of those.
Yeah.
Are we going to do a Comics Conspiracy rewatch of Clerks?
Of the original?
Yeah.
I genuinely love the VSQ movies. I really do. But no, seriously, I think we should. Kevin, once you watch Clerks 3, I think we should revisit this on the podcast because I really am curious what you think of it because I do hold that high as a Kevin Smith movie.
What's better, Clerks 3 or Captain America: Brave New World?
No, it's not even a contest. It's not even a contest.
Kevin, I have it to watch as well. Let me know when you think you're like the week you're going to watch it.
Brock, I will watch it before the next episode of this show.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
That's a 2-week window.
That's perfect.
Okay.
I will walk out and grab it and shove it in my face so I can be like, I need to watch that shit. And I'll watch that shit.
Toby, you just have to make sure Ryan watches it, and then we're all set.
No, I have given up.
I'm good.
Here it is, Clerks 3, baby. I got it right here.
So we'll next see Kevin Sharp on the podcast in 2026.
I've given up on Ryan on anything. I don't even bother asking him anymore.
Just recently, that's your feeling?
No, it happened a while ago. All right, onwards. What's next, Ryan?
That's it.
Kevin Smith was the finale, the show finale.
Yeah.
Cool. That works for me.
Thank you all for listening to this wonderful podcast, Kevin Smith Cast. I listened to Fat Man on Batman for a little while, and after a while, I was just like, I gotta stop listening to this.
That was good when they had good guests on. That was good.
Yeah. The one that Grant Morrison was one of the best podcasts I've heard ever.
Yeah. For a while, it was pretty good, and then it was.
It's like the comic conspiracy. For a while, it was good, and then
Well, yeah, like everything just sucks.
Like the MCU, comics conspiracy, Fat Man on Batman.
Yeah.
You think people would know when to stop,
Right.
but they just keep it. Just
Know
keeps
when to
going.
I think majority of people have stopped. I stopped hearing from all the regulars.
Stop, and it's like.
I think Indigator is the only one that's still listening to us at this point.
Well, occasionally we get a splurge of high schoolers that realize, oh, Mr. Sager has a podcast, and then we get like a bump for like a week.
Well, wait, hold on, Toby. Ryan knows this story, but since you teed it up, I will tell it. So
please.
When we're doing the plugs, at the end, Ryan's going to mention this show I do called A Page I Love on YouTube. So a guest that I had recently was an artist named Ben Harvey. He's currently doing the covers for One World Under Doom, and there's a new Captain America book starting this summer. He's doing the covers on that as well.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
So I had to set this up through Ben's rep, right? So I had never met him. I'd never talked to him. I just talked to the rep only. I introduced the Page I Love. That's it. That's the entire conversation we had was just about that.
Yeah.
So we get on, he and I get on to record the show. I say hello. We talk for, I'm not kidding you, Toby. We talk for maybe 10 seconds, just like a greeting, right? I have not introduced myself at all. I haven't said anything about anything. And he goes, before we even start going, I just have to tell you how much I enjoy the Comic Conspiracy podcast.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
And I'm like, how did you even know I was connected to it? Because I never mentioned that. I never mentioned it once, ever.
Wow.
Your voice.
But
that's awesome.
Ryan, we've been talking for 10 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. And I said, how in the hell did you find that thing? And he goes, well, one day I was just Googling, looking for comic book podcasts, and I found it, and I started listening. And I go, well, how long have you been listening? And he goes, well, I really used to love when Bryce and Ryan would get in arguments about the X-Men.
That's the glory days. No longer those are.
Nice.
So there you go. There is a professional artist, artist who for some reason likes this show. And Ben, if you're still listening, here's a shout out.
Nice. Oh man, the Bryce years were the glory days. I mean, I do miss Bryce. Because like Bryce actually really, really fights Ryan. Like when I fight Ryan just brushes me. Like he doesn't it's not even a fight. Like it's like he goes, yeah, fucking shut up and just go to your corner. But like Bryce goes, no, fuck the corner, fuck you, and fuck your mama. Like he goes and tops it all off. So I'm not doing.
You're the only one that does that. Bryce is.
What are you talking about, man? Bryce calls you out on everything. You be wearing the wrong pair of socks, and he calls you out for that shit, man.
You guys remember when Bryce used to go, "What? What?"
Yeah, miss you, Bryce.
He's not even listening, so...
No, he's not. He's definitely not. I guarantee you he's not listening. He's living like a normie life now. He, doesn't even know what a comic book is anymore.
Yeah, but what happens eventually is their kids get old, and then they're like, okay, I have to go back to my real life now that my kids are doing whatever the hell kids do when they become adults. And so he'll come back to the podcast if we keep going. That's the thing, right? He'll be like, I can start reading comics again.
I sent him comics every month.
It'll be the second coming.
That doesn't mean he reads them.
He never read them back then either.
Next, are you reading these? And just
one of my favorite Bryce, and this is good radio, but one of my favorite Bryce shocked faces, as far as it looks like a cartoon where the jaw drops down to the floor.
When we recorded in person.
Yeah, is when Ryan said that Solomon Grundy is a better character than the Hulk.
I have no memory of this. I'm also not debating it. I just have no memory of this.
Yes, well, you did say it. And Bryce and Scott, I thought they were going to have two strokes. I was ready to call two ambulances on 911 at the same time.
Oh man!
Oh, that was the golden years, man. When Bryce comes back, it'll be the second coming of the Comic Conspiracy podcast.
Solomon Grundy is great. What the hell?
I don't disagree.
Fine, but...
Oh man, the glory days. Hey, can we go back to recording in person?
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on, time out. There's another one backing me now in this, because I've been saying fucking ever since we went to digital to go back in person. Bring that shit back from the storage room, man.
Leanne can hear you over my headphones.
Oh, then she can hear me, dude. I'm not hiding. She knows where I live.
And I believe the Bryce quote after the Solomon Grundy revelation was, if I got this right, how can you be so good at business and so bad at life?
Dang. That's a good one.
Bring Bryce back.
I don't remember that, but that's a good one.
Yeah, that'll be our red hats for the podcast. Bring Bryce back.
Bring Bryce back.
I said it wrong.
Got it. No. That's even better.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Hashtag Batman is California.
Edward a geeky villain. Joe Duff, Kelsey. Yeah, I wonder what Bryce thinks of
Batman, Deadpool.
Batman. Yeah. Kelsey May, Craig Anderson at the Executive Evolution Podcast, and Jimmy Rivera at the Social Forum Podcast and DT Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Thank you all for your support at Comic Conspiracy Podcast. At patreon.com/Comic Conspiracy. I don't know if you listen, but you give us money. Bless you. That's the important part.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, go check out comicconspiracypodcast.com for all our previous episodes. And you can head over to comicsconspiracy.biz and purchase some books for us.
You can pre-order that Krypto one.
From us. Yeah, you can pre-order that Adventure Comics. It's up there still. That's out in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Should be exciting. BroadcastconspiratorBrock.com. That's his website.
It's something I do eventually.
Yeah. It's there if you want to go bookmark it for the future. Charlie's talking about Doctor Who over at the Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension podcast. I've got to ask Charlie, because I have not seen this new season yet, but I've heard nothing but terrible, terrible things about this season of Doctor Who.
So you should enjoy it.
Well,
and the finale.
I could tell you
which Toby, maybe we'll talk off air.
I can tell you what Charlie thinks.
Yeah, well, let's talk off air. And
well, you don't want to record for another hour?
The impending cancellation of Doctor Who.
You gotta get off the internet, my friend.
I have not seen it. All I know is Disney's done with it, and the season was apparently horrible. And
no, the season was not per. Look, I'll be honest. I haven't made it very far in the new season because of basketball. But but Charlie says he really, really likes the second season. In fact, he had some of the better episodes.
Okay, good. That's cool. Yeah. I have not heard that opinion yet. So.
But no, there's a lot of Doctor Who haters out in the world now.
Well, we have to ask: is David Harper on Doctor Who this season?
Oh, then it's game over.
Ryan
will never watch it again. Yeah. They just fucking sealed it, kill it, cut the head off, and mail that to another country.
And listen to Kevin's interview series between the panels at Fanbase Press. Read Kevin's interview series between the panels at fanbasepress.com, and watch the A Page I Love at Comic Art Live on YouTube,
featuring artist Ben Harvey.
Hey,
yeah, That's soon.
No, it came out last week.
Okay.
And I also floated, and I don't know if Ben is listening at this point, but I did float. If he ever has anything he'd like to promote, he should come on here this show, because we could do a more wide ranging interview than the more tightly focused one that I did with him.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm actually reading One World Under Doom. It's actually not bad, and his covers are great.
And my wife, Leanne. She's at leannehill.com. You can see her art on there. If you're on Blue Sky, you can follow me. I'm Ryan Higgins. Brock is Brock Sager. Toby's Toby XI. Kevin is at Kevin Sharp. And Geekbox. We've not recorded the last few weeks. Ryan's been out for some personal stuff. But we should be back next week. I believe it's going to be me, Ryan, Justin, and Toby to talk about the Switch 2 launch and the Nintendo...
I gave a little teaser on that too.
Yeah, the Nintendo SF shop.
Hey, did you get 2 pre-orders
for the Switch 2?
Yeah.
No, I got 3 pre-orders.
Oh, do you have an extra?
Not as of right now.
Okay.
Why?
No.
You just Switch 2?
No, keep me in the loop. Somebody I know might need one.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, there's a wait list, Brock.
I know there's a wait list.
There's a wait list.
There was like 6 of us, so we all just got as many as we could because there's like 40 people I know that want them. So we're all trying to. Everyone that was able to get them covered them. But yeah, there's a chance if you go launch day in lineup, you might be able.
Look, this is what I hear. This is what I hear.
There's a lot of them out there.
Target supposedly is going to get 100 per store. I don't know how true that is. 50 of the deluxe, 50 of the regular ones. So I just need to be the first 25 at the local Target, which may or may not get 25.
Yeah.
may or may not get 50. Wait, 150. Oh, 50 is half. I can do math. Sorry.
Oh, there's stories of a lot of cancellations too, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that anyone got affected.
They made a lot of them, and they're going to sell out, but yeah.
Can I do a shout out, a personal shout out, before we close up? For about 37 years, which maybe out of those I watched 20 years of TNT basketball. They are done. My favorite crew analysts that break down games and talk about the sport I love are moving over to another network. They're going to stay together, but man, pour one out because I loved seeing Ernie, Chuck, and Kenny and Shaq on TNT for I want to say nonstop for 25 years. I mean, there's times where I missed games and it didn't matter because I get to see them talk about it afterwards, and it's so entertaining. And I love that group so much. So I'm glad they're sticking together. But it's sad to see it finish and the curtain call to go down on TNT. But man, it was some excellent TV, which was came off as honest and fun, and they tease each other like we do here, and so yeah, we'll be very much missed. We'll be looking forward to their second chapter, but sad to see the TNT Turner Sports NBA stuff be closed down.
Or on the ESPN, yeah.
ESPN. There's something being worked out between ESPN and Amazon. Yeah. ESPN / Disney / ABC, whatever. Yeah. For longest, I think the rumors Ernie was not going to make the jump, but I think that now they are. It's going to be the 4 of them together with some of the crew members. I don't know if it's all of them, and a lot of the other crew members are joining. Just ABC / Disney / Amazon. But it's going to be sad to see it all go away. It's coming back to NBC, so the cool theme song is back. Michael Jordan supposedly is going to come on as an analyst on some games, which will be really cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, I happy that they're not, done. Just sad to see their Turner chapter being closed down. So, salute to them because they've been awesome.
Yeah. Well, all right. And on that note, we'll see you guys in a few weeks.